Well, this video is about Foch 155, which is tier 10 French tank destroyer. And I kind of struggle with this tank because Foch at tier 9 was very easy to play. It had great DPM, it was very fast, and the gun was quite precise. But at tier 10 they gave this tank much bigger gun, 155mm. But the problem is that it's very hard to find how you should play this tank, its kind of purpose on the battlefield, because the gun now is less precise, so sniping doesn't work well, at least for me. When I'm trying to hit someone at long range, I often miss, especially if they're medium tanks. At medium range, when you play support, it's also not very useful, because at medium range you would expect the gun to have good snapshots, and you don't want to expose much of your tank. You want to quickly pop out, take a shot, and duck down for cover. And this tank doesn't handle this well. And at close range, it's also a very big struggle. Let me show you. So the most closely comparable tank which I could find out in the game is probably T110 E3, which is US turretless tank destroyer. And the thing about E3 is that it has excellent armor profile. So when you want to be at the front line and play tank destroyer as an assault vehicle, E3 is amazing, because that's how one E3 sees another E3. It's basically all red except the lower plate. That cupola on top, it's not a weak spot exactly. If you want to do damage, to deal damage via this area, you have to shoot high explosive, so you would do damage via the roof. But otherwise, if you see E3 in front of you, it's pretty hard to penetrate it. So that's how it works. Now, if you switch to Foch, the situation is quite different. This is how Foch 155 looks to E3. So it's completely green. It could shoot normal AP rounds and penetrate it everywhere. And even if it angles, there are always some green areas. So if you want to drive Foch as an assault vehicle, you will pay for this pretty much. It just doesn't work. Even that cupola and observation device on top, the sides of observation device, spaced armor, and there is nothing behind it, but the middle part of this observation device is a total big point. So there is a big difference, right? I mean, oh, that's actually E4. It also has thinner armor compared to E3, but it has turret which could be rotated, and this is a big advantage, because you kind of you could efficiently poke out and still be able to do damage. So it's not exactly comparable to Foch, but E3, that armor is just great. So if you want to have ultimate frontline experience, you should be driving E3. And Foch, you just can't be the frontline, right? Another interesting observation is that Foch 155 shoots AP rounds, high explosive rounds, and heat rounds as premium ammunition. And heat rounds, their feature is that they don't lose penetration over distance. So those shells are actually good for sniping, while E3 has APCR rounds as a premium ammunition. And APCR rounds, they probably work best at close to mid-range. Again, because APCR rounds lose penetration greatly over distance. So with APCR rounds, you can't snipe reliably, because you would be you won't be penetrating your target reliably. So again, those hit rounds on Foch gun, they probably suggest that Foch 155 should be played like a sniper, so it's more like a long range to mid range tank. But again, the problem is precision. When I try to hit something at the distance with this gun, I can't hit target reliably, so it's a constant struggle, and that's something which I really don't like about this tank. Well, now let's see a couple of games where I'm playing Foch 155. So at the start of the first game, I'm moving to that rocket to spawn, which is well-known location for snipers, because it allows you to put great shots at the tanks which are trying to contest the hill. Unfortunately, I will be hit by our pattern, which is probably drunk. I don't know. But anyway, I'm aiming at this location. I see the trees falling. I know that the tank will appear. I shoot, and yes, I'm able to connect that shot. So you could argue that sniping works in this tank, but again, I was pre-aiming for quite a long time at that location, and the tank which I was shooting at was pretty paper. So and it wasn't driving that fast, because it was driving not perpendicular to my gun, but in diagonal direction, which means that it wasn't moving very fast to the side. So that's probably why I was able to connect that shot. Now I see that we have two tanks which are trying to capture the base, and there are red tanks which are trying to stop them. I'm thinking that I have to push forward to help them, but unfortunately they collapse so fast that I'm unable to contribute my health pool and to stop red enemy tanks in any way. I'm trying to take snapshots, but on the move it just doesn't work, and this is the reason why I hate this tank. You have to sit still and aim, and if you are trying to do this on the move, it just doesn't work. Now I think that we lost that flank, and this means that we should push the other flank, because we are outnumbering our opponents on the left side of the hill. So I'm trying to push pretty aggressively. I kind of flag gun depression. That shot doesn't connect, though. E5 was kind of angled. AMX misses, but otherwise all frontal shots penetrate, and now we have people which shoot at the side and could easily damage me from the side. That was bounce from AMX. I was trying to hit him at the cupola, which seems to be green for me, but unfortunately when you hit the gun or the mantlet, you don't do much damage, right? You can't penetrate it there. So again, pretty unlucky with my snapshots, and that's not brawling, that kind of close to mid-range combat, and I don't know, the gun just doesn't work well for me. Now we have the tortoise, and the tortoise provides much more opportunities for me, because I could penetrate not only cupola but those side plates on the tank. Now I'm being shot at the side, so I have to rush. I move forward. We quickly kill these tanks. Fortunately, AMXB decided to run away, and now I'm trying to angle against E5. Lucky bounce here. Finally I bounced something, but that was probably because I angled my front plate quite heavily and I bounced from it. Because if E5 would be if E5 would have switched to my side, he would be able to probably kill me. Now I'm trying to hit that 7 from the long range, and I don't know whom to shoot at, because we also have MX and Yak Tiger. Well, fortunately the shell connects. That was a very good shot, and that's an argument for sniping, right? Sometimes they connect. Now I'm trying to catch IS-7 again. I'm switching to high explosive because I want to track him, so he would be staying at place, but unfortunately I'm not very lucky with those shells, and my team does great job stopping the red team. That IS-7 actually did over 5k damage, so that was a great battle for him. Not mastery, but it was the first degree, I believe. Yeah, so that was a very good game. What I could say, snapshots and close range combat, it just doesn't work well for me in this tank. Now this game is a bit different because what I'm trying to do here is I'm playing kind of more flanking role. So initially I moved to the center of the map, and I mean, this location is very important on this map because from that bush in the middle you could spot enemy tanks which are driving past you. Unfortunately, I'm not very fast to aim at them. That shot connects, but there are two tanks, so you ought to hit someone. Now I see that I have another tank behind me, and I'm thinking that they probably won't show up, and I have to flank further. I know that there are many tank destroyers, so they're probably sitting on the other side. So what I'm thinking to do is to move around and hit them. Oh, yes, I no, you no, you don't do this. It doesn't work. Okay, so I continue my move towards the spawn, and I want to catch them unaware. But I stop earlier because I see opportunities on the other side of the map. Specifically, I know the tank destroyers on the left side, yes, but I have a wall between me. Probably I should be helping my Jagero, but I want to get rid of AMX, and I actually want to hit that Leopard 1 with high explosive. I switched to high explosive, but he's too smart to hide from me. I'm thinking that he would be pushed out, but nope. And at this point I decide that I have to turn and to switch to Death Stars, because if you leave them unattended for quite a while, they could easily destroy many of your teammates. Yeah, I take one, but I'm able to return one shot in reply. Now I'm kind of setting an ambush, and it works relatively well because I'm fast enough, and I could take a shot and then quickly turn left and dodge enemy shell. You see, at that angle my frontal plate actually would work because side armor would be completely hidden, and heavily angled frontal plate would save me from that shell from the Death Star. High explosive round would do damage, but AP round won't do much damage. So overall, that style where I kind of flanking when it's safe seems to be working for Foch 155, but it doesn't happen that often. So yeah, that's my struggle at this point. Alright, thanks for watching, and good luck on the battlefield.